Freedom 35, 5, 5, 5.
Dude, start the podcast.
Wow.
We recording, Gordon?
Gordon is recording.
All right, guys. Welcome back to Freedom 35ers, Cardano NFT podcast, episode 59, technically episode 60 for all the OGs out there. My name is Tommy. I go by TOWMY.
My name is TJ. I go by Lazy T.
And I am the other Tom. I go by Lavish Bear.
But tonight, Mushroom Tom.
Tom's Mushrooms.
Yo, Tom, what are you doing with
Just
the
eat
mushrooms, dude?
I'm not the one with the mushrooms right now. I think it's TJ's the one that's got the mushrooms. No, you got the mushrooms, Tommy, right?
I don't know. I'm just eating them, dude. That's like a restaurant slogan.
No, it's from Hey Arnold with Yahoo Soda. Just drink it.
Oh, I've never caught that reference. We're starting references tonight. All right, it's gonna be a long night.
Hey
Oh,
Arnold.
Hey Arnold already, right off the rip.
Yeah,
All right.
that is. Yeah, I can't remember anything about that show. And like Helga and Football Head. It's about
Come
the
on
two.
now.
I don't remember, dude. Anyway,
Stoop kids afraid to leave the stoop.
yeah, it's too cool. That is a good one. Okay, we're
That is
back.
a good one. Wow.
All right, nice. And then TJ classic again tonight. Nice little underscore, keeping the name alive.
Real original.
Staying
Easy.
consistent. I like it.
Lazy as always.
Yep.
Like lazy as ever these days.
The laziest of teas inside the bear market. And it's really, I guess it's more of a good night, but good morning, or I'll cut it off.
It's a little aggressive, but we'll go with that.
You know, say good morning. We'll talk about that a little later. I unintentionally
Will we,
said
though?
something.
Are you gonna
Oh,
show us what
don't
that
you
means
worry.
live on stream?
I'll show you. We'll not say for the podcast, and what you know.
What'd you look up for? What's up there?
My light. I was staring at it.
I thought he was asking, I thought you were
Into the
asking for
light.
forgiveness for a moment or something.
It's like, oh god,
Don't cut it off. No. Welcome back, everybody, to another week, another episode. Coming up in 60 right now, which is pretty wild. These, no, all right. I thought we were gonna get a reaction.
I'll be excited for the
I thought I was
100.
gonna.
You just hit 50.
Reaction.
We can't be celebrating every 10 after 50.
Can we get like a Gordon to give us a little cheer emoji, like yeah, like the little kids in the background or something?
What is the laugh track
Crickets.
too?
What about just
Yeah,
crickets?
or
Crickets, yes,
we need
play
the soundboard.
crickets.
Man, there's so many upgrades for next year. If we get a soundboard, that'd be a whole
right.
other level.
Audience members, we swear we're planning before this year is out. We're dedicating a full day for planning. We really are.
Yeah.
Promise.
I swear to God, we got the merch.
We
It's
will
just
not
gotta-
play Wolves of Rome the entire day. Promise.
Which fire, very
Which is
fun.
very possible. That's what I'm
Very,
saying.
very
Yeah,
good
it's
game.
just- I was enjoying just watching you guys battle the other day.
It is a lot more fun playing, obviously, than talking about it and watching videos about it.
I'm just upset it took us this long to actually play it, but here we are. We're downloaded it. Me and TJ were 1v1, and we kept getting soft locked over there against each other. It was like a stalemate every single time. So they're still working some stuff out, but I promise you, you're lucky that shit
It's
stalemated out.
intense.
The progression of us playing though, like the first few games were fast, like right because I never played and you played the game with Kyle earlier, and then once I learned to play and you learned to play more, the game
We were
was
like 30, 40
forever.
minutes.
Yeah, to play, which was cool.
The other night I watched, it was like I was sitting here for 20 minutes. It was like 30 to 29 as far as your health still goes.
Yeah,
And you guys
so-
were sitting there, was like analyzing every single move. I could like hear you sweating through
Dude,
the
it
mic.
was, I've gotten a little more aggressive pace because I thought I was hot shit after playing TJ for a little bit, and then I jumped into Discord. I forget the name the person, but they were just ruined me 3 in a row.
They
Like,
humbled
didn't
you
even-
real quick.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, that's not fun. I need to figure. I need to get that guy has way cooler cards than me. I need to go build a deck. So I went back and rebuilt one, and right before we jumped on stream today, I got a chance to play against Slumber Shark, who we'll reference a little bit later in the show, like we just said.
This caps lock is not
He's
broken.
lucky, dude. He's lucky. I had him down to 2 health. He regen. It was 28-7, and then we got into the stalemate again. So he's in the tournament too, which I humble myself that either I had a really good game or he was just messing around. But
Could have used his deck he's trying to work on.
he was doing the Terrapolis one, like the little. I don't
Could
know.
not be
man.
his main deck what he plays with,
Yeah, I was doing the little cockatoo, Lord Cockatoo over there, just throwing pigeons at him.
Then you guys just say on the live stream the cockatoo is OP also.
It's a good beginner deck, I'll say, because it gives you an extra attacker, right? That's why I think it's a little overpowered, but I don't know the other decks either. I don't know what they're capable of. So I will say it's a great beginner deck.
the dude who I played against, he was running, I forget, like I don't remember her name.
The fuck up Tommy deck?
It was yes, that was basically what it was called. It was a lady commander over there, and she was just ruining me. He kept buffing. He just started.
Is that the official name or the Tommy name?
It could be. I don't know. Yeah, you can. That's a
sounds like a Tom placeholder with his lady wife.
Pants, lady
commander. So bad.
Yeah, and they had girl's name over there, doing her thing.
Girl's name. Oh man, some throwbacks tonight. But Monday we got a chance to sit down with the Mandrillz finally. Big shout out to Zeppo jumping onto the screen.
Was it Zeppo?
Yeah, it was
Zeppo.
I thought it was Seppo with an S. He did spell it that way. But he pronounced it more
with
like
a Z.
Zeppo. Yeah, more like Zeppo. So I don't know if that's just the language thing for us. I think he said they're from Germany, I believe. So maybe
so are you, right? Your ancestors?
My ancestors, but I do not pronounce stuff like that because I was not born and raised in the gym, and that's a more English accent.
Let's say with that German accent.
I don't even know.
Real quick, shameless plug. If you guys are enjoying the content, make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were
it was just European accent, pretty much. It's all the same, right, to us over here. So that's how it works, right? Something like that.
European, dude. Monday night, Mandrillz back again. That's a good actually a tag right there. Monday night Mandrillz. We got a chance to sit down, like you said, with Zeppo to talk about the World Cup NFTs, which I thought were really dope. That they're currently running on with the World Cup going on in fall, which is really weird throughout this year. But they've been running for the last few weeks, and we got a chance to see how the card packs worked over on their website. They have an in-house dev that built this whole thing within about 5 weeks. We ended up finding out, which is pretty crazy that they were able to put this together. And they were pretty cool. There's 2 ways you could do this. You can connect a wallet, or you had a promo code, which they gave us 15 codes, and we were able to give those out during the stream. And basically just builds out 6 cards and allows you to see each one of the teams that you have. And then basically it's a nice little way to complete teams. It just says, yep, you got this 1 out of 10 or whatever it is. And then if you get the 10th one, you can claim a legendary from that team. And there's even some dream team ones mixed in with that, which are from other projects. So pretty cool little tool that they built, and it was a lot of fun just for like being part of the World Cup itself. I thought that was a good way, like Tom, you were saying, it was a good way to capitalize on a cool event that people will all enjoy, and it didn't necessarily have to be in crypto to be a part of it.
Amazing idea. Yeah.
I thought it was dope too. I mean, obviously I've always liked the art from the Mandrillz. It was cool to speak with him, who was the artist and the background of the graffiti and stuff. But this tech of this website is really good. I feel like this is one of the projects that people don't talk about enough. And I think they're still grinding and working every day, day in and day out of what they have going on. And I was glad to have them come on stream finally, and we get to talk to them, because like I said, I've been liking them literally since around this time last year when I saw the art. They minted in February of this year.
That was your favorite A project by far.
It was 100%.
I really I'm buying this because I like it. Yeah,
I really like
hype or anything. I just like it.
Yep.
I honestly did not know they were apes, like I said on stream, until like a week after.
Well, I think technically they're Mandrillz. Mandrillz, I think, are monkeys.
Are they more monkey? I thought they were more. What's a baboon? Is that a monkey?
I think a baboons, and the difference is the New World monkeys have tails. Apes don't, like gorillas, orangutans.
Yeah.
Chimps.
Do baboons have tails?
I don't think baboons. Baboons don't. But I think they're.
They have the little. I thought
they do. You're right. They do. Yeah, they're monkeys.
Tail, yeah.
Yep. And Mandrillz are. The people used to just think they were baboons, like back in the day before they knew what the fuck was going on and stuff. And they were just like, oh, it's just like a weird looking baboon.
I might sound very ignorant with this, but so monkey and ape are 2 different kind of classifications.
And then you have old world monkeys and new world monkeys.
Didn't know that. Learn something every day. The more you know.
You can just call him Rafiki. That reminds me of from The Lion King. That's the only thing I can put 2 and 2 together with, as far as the face goes. But yeah. That's what he sings. Keep it going. But yes, the Dream Team thing was really cool too as well. They brought in some other partner projects. So you can see down here they have Unbothered Wolves, Introvert, Salty Seagull Society, and I want to say it's Forgotten over there too. So really cool to see other projects. The Brazil one for Introverts works perfect for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Love to see that. And then just the Mandrillz, like they said, the colors is what kind of drew us to that. We found the backstory from Zeppo. He's actually a street graffiti artist, and that's where a lot of the theme for the Mandrillz kind of came in, which makes sense with the colors and everything. And even cooler for as far as like the roadmap and where they're going into next year is this Lowriderz mint that they were talking about.
And they have their Drills token within their ecosystem that they'll be able to use to purchase certain things as well, as far as even, I think they even said merch and even other NFTs and stuff. I think he was talking about.
It's like stickers and pins and
stickers
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep, you'll be able to mint that or buy that with the Drills token, and then larger items they'll obviously do through ADA is what he said. But the Lowriderz thing is interesting because remember he said they were going to be able to race against each other, which I thought was really interesting. I didn't realize they were going to be doing something like that. We were taking like the whole thing of like pink slips for racing into a whole new level with crypto. So that's a cool way to go about doing that. So they were, he said, I think it was first quarter of 23 is I think what they're aiming for on that. So obviously we'll get more details as that comes along, but really cool stuff to see. Just in general, tying like sporting events and how you can be. Like it ties to that, like that inner kid of you of like collecting cards. And I thought, like I said, this is what it was made to do, was like be fun. Necessarily wasn't to be like I'm going to buy and flip all these different things, but certainly there's a gamification to that if you got some of the rare ones or some of the dream team packs. But outside of that, it's been a fun just event for people to go ahead and collect. And I can imagine if Mandrillz are still running 4 years later over here, they would definitely do that again. And I'm sure we'd be at a whole new place in the market at that time.
Oh yeah.
4 years, that's insane. Feels like forever. But yeah,
we better be
4 years ago. I was just like, like 10th grade, right?
4 years ago, man.
I wish.
4 years ago seems like forever, though, doesn't it? Like forever, ever.
It's forever, dude. I was thinking, like, so think about like when we were in high school, like old music and stuff was like from the 80s, I guess. Like that was 10, 12 years ago. And you gotta think like kids that are 18 now and stuff, and
like early like 90s music's like
not even 90s. I'm talking like 2005. Yeah, exactly. Like songs we were like listening to like in 2010 even. 12 years ago was 2010. So stuff we were listening to in college, they're gonna hear and like, oh, that's that really old song.
It's like what? Bro,
I'd be like listening to a song from the 80s for us. Yeah, like oh, this is Bon Jovi. My parents listen to this.
Oh man, yeah. All right, dude. So let's not talk about how old we're getting on stream over here. For exactly, 35, baby. One thing I don't think that we can ignore at all, and we've talked about these guys I don't know how many times on the channel, but we'll continue to keep doing that, is Mallard order. Big shout out to the Ducks. Quack, quack, quack.
They probably hate that intro every time we do it.
Guess what? We're gonna keep doing it then. No, I think they're good with us. Big shout out to Demosthenes and Nemesis and the whole team over there. Mallard order, because the whole community has taken notice, and no, you can't ignore them anymore. It's not like a secret society of ducks. I said, like, I think I tweeted back to the guy L over on Twitter. He's got like a bunch of followers, big personality over there. I was like, the secret society is not so secret anymore out there. Unpopular opinion.
And they're making History Channel documentaries about them now. I mean, they are getting all over the place,
doxing and shit. It's getting wild. But if you look like on Mallard, this Mallard Monday was a different Mallard Monday because everybody that was new from the community, like I said, we had Chronic and Chrissy buy in, Drams brought in. I think I've seen every new Ape Society member buy in over the last few weeks. 2 hours ago, a sash just sold for 7,500 ADA.
Shit, man,
dude, things are getting intense and
very, you guys freaked out when you thought I had that sash. We were talking before and you're like, you got a sash, how much did you sell it for? And I was like, no, it's like,
yo, yeah, I hope you didn't have the sash.
I will say though, that robe is like kind of deceiving at like first look. You think it is a sash at first, like especially when it first came out. You like
the very first time Tommy mentioned it, where he's like, the sashes are taking off right now, and I was just like, cha-ching, fuck yes, let's do this, yeah. And then I went and looked, and I'm like, wait, no.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I wish you know what the crazy part for me when the sashes, when you have like conviction and like a good trait, and you should have just pulled the trigger back then when it had that first run, and I think they jumped back up to like, I don't know, it was like a few hundred ADA. Maybe like 400s. It was sitting at the floor, and there was
went to as low as almost 3, bro. Like that's how crazy that is.
I saw there was a sash up for 15 or 1,700 at the time. I put an offer on it for 1,500, trying to be a little cheap ass,
bastard, bro.
And I just pulled it back, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to do that. This guy's not going to sell it to me for 1,700. I'll just wait for it to come back down, and nope. They announced that role. They revered occultists, and it was the end for me from there.
That's the end of it. Yep.
It was game over. But what to say that these guys have done, what these guys have done in the last couple of weeks is I don't even know. It's insane to think about. If you look at their the floor price right now, it's jumped from roughly, I think we were at like 1,100 ADA about a week ago, and we're closing in on 2,000 right now. So it's almost doubled in the last week alone.
Volume.
The volume in this gets me every time. So the 7-day volume, they got 760K versus the top two projects, which are Ape Society and Keyboard Warriors, and essentially they've almost they do more than them combined in the last
plus
week.
NFTs as well.
Yep, 154,000. They've tripled the volume of the Ape Society in the last 24 hours on this Wednesday that we're recording. And now the other one that I really wanted to take a look at was the 30-day volume. And the 30-day volume, they're just now just caught up to Keyboard Warriors, who minted out their project, who's had a very successful start to their journey as well. And Ape Society obviously are really at the top. As soon as those guys sell anything, you know, it's 10,000 8 up pop. They're back to a 10K floor. So big shout out to them. But 1.2 million in the 30-day mark, ahead of Clay Nation, ahead of Ori Mob, ahead of Space Buds, ahead of a bunch of different projects. And it just kind of shows that the Mallard takeovers here, these guys are in the spotlight right now, and they're not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like.
I'm loving it. I remember like even hearing Demosthenes say it too, like the best form of marketing really is still word of mouth. So in the beginning, even before they minted, they weren't going in spaces, they weren't doing none of that. They just kept their heads down, kept working, and kept doing their style of marketing, right? And it obviously it works. It worked out really well. It's working really well. So the type of marketing that they continue to still do is just honestly top tier. And I think other projects can kind of look to them for advice on what to do specifically, because they are becoming more and more successful every day, and more people are talking about them and purchasing them. So just the level of you know, strategicness that comes from this team is just incredible.
Well, they were able to like achieve something within the community that a lot of other projects have got to, like post mint, which is that like sense of FOMO where you're like, I'm missing out right now. I need to get in. I'm going to go buy in. And they had that a month before they even minted with those invitation letters by giving them out for free, and then not really saying anything or have anything going on in the Discord or anything like that. Have to close Discord invites and only open it for periods and stuff. And everyone was like, I'm fucking missing out and I want to get in on this right now. It's like, oh, 1,000 floor. All right, I'm buying one of these. Let's go.
And to have people to have that kind of conviction now, especially like we talked about to Chronic a while back about this, and he's like, I'm an entry point person, and this entry point now is looking attractive to him because the project has stood the test of time. The founders are out speaking in spaces, and the community is backing him. Yeah, absolutely crushing the Twitter space game. Big shout out to Demosthenes for everything that he's doing as far as marketing goes. Again, it makes sense. Like you said, TJ, it was a calculated thing for them not to be in spaces early on. Because I think, I forget who it was, if it was Goalie or Goose, I think it was when they were in the Walt Wednesday space. I think that's when it was. He was basically like, yo, why didn't you guys start coming out months ago and start talking about this? Like I would have totally got it.
That's what I got guys. That's what I was talking about, that space. Yeah, when he's talking about that stuff.
And they were like, dude, but the beauty of it was the people who believed from the beginning, it gave them a chance to load up and really get invested into the project without all these big flippers and all these other people coming in to whales to scoop up everything inside the project. So it was really cool to hear. And then he's like, there was a time where we were just like, all right, now we go. So they felt comfortable enough with that base community, which obviously you can see is there. And then it's really cool to see like random community, not random, but community members, but community members really start to make a name for themselves with big guys out. Obviously, shout out to Sid and Duck God for doing the Twitter spaces. Shout out to DA Sales for doing a bunch of these Twitter spaces as well with Mallard. There's tons of people online as well that you can see. So many people just are bullish. So you got not bearish, not bullish, you're duckish over here. It's really starting to take off, and it feels like one of those ones where like this is just the beginning. I saw somebody talking in a Twitter space about I think it was ZBZ. He's a big whale, kind of from Ape Society. He's bought. I don't know if he got up to Warlock or Lich King. Yeah, but Warlock's ZBZ.
I think it was Warlock, because Ada just got Lich King in the Discord today.
Okay, and Lich King's 100 ducks. Yeah, and Warlock is 50
or more.
Just 100.
Yeah, just 100, you know. That making it look also back to CNFT BTC looks like a genius now who bought in 100
all those letters. Well, even the letters at the beginning. Remember, he was like,
he was buying them at 2,000, and we were like, he was buying those at 2,000, and now looking back, he's like, you
I remember having a side conversation with BTC about Mallard, and he was like, man, I just have a really good feeling about them, and we were just kind of going back and forth, like hyping them up. This is back literally in June. I'm not even exaggerating that. So the early people on that thing are really paying it. You know, it's paying off for them.
Yeah, dude, here it is. The ZBZ right here. This guy, I think it's fun because you keep watching the secondary sales. There's a couple other ape whales that have jumped into there. Cardano Shield is another one.
Saw that. Yeah.
He's bought a bunch of Mallards now, and I think he got his first invitation letter finally. So there's a bunch of people who are, once they've discovered it too, they're kind of like, yeah, I like this. It's really cool. And they start diving deeper into it. So you can see the conviction that people are having. And it's not just the hype. Like, obviously there's new people I've seen on Twitter that are just like, I got to get on Mallards, and they buy one. And hopefully that's enough for people to start piquing their interest of the community and are really wanting to jump in there, because there's some really cool things that these guys are doing. And the community members too. I love when the community members start to build stuff inside of these, around the project, kind of like old money style, where, the community adopts it and then they start to enhance it. Because big shout out to Tehsoul over here.
Very cool.
The Palantir website over here that he built for the Mallard order. This is not an official Mallard order thing, but everybody inside the Mallard order uses it, where you can go in, enter in your wallet, and it tells you how many, because they get everything right now. We are still in that custodial type staking system where you have to go ahead and lock your NFTs in a smart contract on the Mutants platform, which Mutants I know are working on making it non-custodial.
Very soon, Andy said in the Discord the other day.
Right. TM. Yeah, soon TM. And this is really cool. A really cool website if you just want to get on here and enter in your ADA handle or wallet address, and it can tell you how many you own, what else, how much you're staking, what you're making a day on this stuff. So many different stats, and it shows you all your stuff. And I didn't even realize this until we were talking about you, Tom, about what you earned. But it even tells you how much RUNE on the base multiplier of your duck is, because each duck gets 5 RUNE per day, and then all the different traits add up on that, which I'm surprised that my biggest one is the lava guy. Would have thought for sure it would have been one of him, but it's pretty cool to see. And then on top of that, they've also done the Santa's. This is recent. He's made one also for Chill Kongs over here, but with Christmas time around the corner, they've been doing they started with the Bull Cut Tuesday, and now they've got the Mallard over there. I don't know if anybody knows their Mallard off the top of their head, but I just remember this one from the secondary when we were talking about it. But basically, you can type in a serial number, and it automatically gives them a little Christmas hat and a little scarf on anything that they're doing.
I love that.
Which is
I did mine last week. It was cool.
I think I remember one of mine. Yeah, this is my duck right here. So, and I thought this one, the combination looked good with the red eyes.
Or is that the bowl cut one?
No, the bowl. I don't.
You have 2 striped shirt ones?
I do. Yeah,
I get that one right.
This
now.
one I actually
won that for. How much are you selling that for?
I'm not selling this one because I got it for free. This duck was my free duck that I won from holding an invitation letter prior to mint and winning it. Because, dude, it's earning me stuff right now. I mean, that's just
I'm trying to earn you ADA right now from my wallet to yours.
Okay, 3,000 ADA. Done. All right.
I'll think about it.
All right, fair enough. But yeah, this is just a testament to the community, a fun event, and they've now got other projects involved in this. They've got Chill Kongs doing the same thing, but this is all done over from a community member inside of the Mallard Discord. So really cool stuff that people are starting to build around. Obviously, we were talking about the floor price. These guys, I remember when they hit 6 million, and now we're closing in on 7 already. Like it is going fast.
I really feel like we're still just scratching the surface with everything that team has planned for us as a community.
The big thing, right, is the relics have been dropping. We're on number 4 out of 5 right now, and the 5th one drops today. Actually, if you're listening to the podcast on December 9th, the final airdrops happen for the invitation holders, relic number 5, and then also the schools of thought and the sashes get a random airdrop of one of the relics.
Speaking of relics, how many projects do you know have 3 collections and only one of them they made you pay for? Just one. That have a floor of like this high. 2,500.
If you sell all 5, that's got to be.
What I'm saying is just like they've had 3 collections, technically, Mallard, but they've only made us pay for 1. They've airdropped 2 out of their 3 collections. If you really think about that, that's fucking insane.
Well, that's where the value is, where I like it in the sense that I don't need to necessarily flip my assets and get out of the project, because then eventually I won't be able to do anything in it. I hold on to my base stuff, and they get new stuff that is worth things as well. It's not just like an arbitrary, like, hold this so you get something new and then you can sell it.
Or it's got like a 30 floor, like just
and people just dump it the whole time.
Exactly.
There's a reason that these hold value like that. It's because there's actually utility and there's gamification built behind it, and it's got people questioning the fact that, hey, there's a 500 floor for something I've gotten for free, and I don't know if I want to sell it right now.
Struggling. Struggling real hard. Like, obviously I don't want to sell it, but like, that's it's like I got this 2,500 ADA for free. Like,
back in the day, like last year at this time, I mean, it would have been a little less with ADA going back down, but at the peak high, of Cardano last year. That's right, what, $7,500 for something for free you got airdropped. I mean, when can you take those odds?
Yeah.
And but the cool thing about these, I'm really interested. We've been talking about this for a while now, what these things are going to be doing. Sounds to me like these are, he did say that these are stackable. We did talk about that. We also talked, and he leaked some alpha about each one of these individual relics that are out right now are tied to one of the 5 schools of thought. So the last one that's dropping today is for the school of Magica. So I don't know what it's going to be yet. So we haven't gotten a reveal, but you guys will see it today. And so there's a lot of layers even in that, right? There's a gamification when it comes to the relics, to the lore behind them, the story's starting to come online. And then who knows, like if you hold all 5 of these and you do a burn duck and you lose all 5 of those relics, who's not to say, well, I'm going to want another cup of confusion and intellect because it does this for me, and it gets you to want to come back. So there's so many different ways to kind of play it. And I think that's why people are really starting to be like, shit, man, it's the project I really need to get involved with.
They also like if you stay on that, Tommy, like the amount of detail that kind of went into the relics for something that's just like, we don't know their full use yet. We know it's going to be, we know it has the link to the changing your ducks later on, but like the ring is one. I love just how the ring looks like visually. Obviously, it's got like the gems and stuff inlaid in it. But I was even thinking like the difference between like the cup, or the cups, like it looks like a clay like cup, from like an ancient relic, and it has like the cuneiform or whatever the writing is on it, and then you have like the dagger where it's actually made of like the jade, like that jade green, you know what I mean? Like where it's a sort of ceremonial dagger, like it's actually fancy. They really took some time to do some detail and look into how to make these well too. I really enjoy it.
And that's a testament to Boxlord over there, their new artist that they've hired. He's doing all the 3D modeling and stuff like that. So if he's been able to do stuff like this, I can only imagine how that team is going to do long term, because they're working in tandem. And we were talking about this over in the Twitter space earlier in the week in the Mallard side, is that they've got 3 artists. It's not just Nemesis. It's not just Boxlord.
I love that.
There's also Brain, which Brain probably has one of the coolest picks out of my I don't know if you remember the profile pic there that he had over on the website.
I don't remember him.
Oh, okay, I got you. I see what you did there. Yes, but Mallard order, I'm not going to pull it up right now, but I'm going to pull it up because I want to show you guys this, because it's a cartoon. I'm sure it is right now because my computer. Shout out to maybe the last week. This computer is a thing.
We have to have a proper send off of your PC.
Yeah, it wouldn't be rugging without something right now.
We're gonna put it on a boat and like just have fire on the
light it on fire. Yeah, like a Viking funeral, hit it with an arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be hilarious. Oh man. But yes, you can see here from the team on the website over here, Brain, which again he has that cartoon sailor. Brain, awesome. Yes. I hate you, TJ. You always say something and it gets me like in a little. I have to finish it.
Yeah, I know you do. It's so easy.
But so they were essentially saying, and I think I heard Demo say it in the space this week, is that the way that worked is that Brain designed the original collection of the ducks that we have today. Nemesis came in to clean up all the traits. She did a lot of the logo and the merchandising, or not merchandising, but just the marketing material stuff. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then she came behind and cleaned up a lot of the traits. And then they hired now Boxlord over here, who you see for some of the 3D art. So those are the 3 artists. And he did mention,
No, finish it. No, I was
gonna say he did mention that Brain right now, because we've been kind of wondering, well, what's he working on right now? Those transformation ducks. He said that they've got some really cool stuff that they've been looking at, and that's what his kind of focus, I think, is right now.
I'm pumped to see those sneak peeks. Scroll down a little bit. We're not on the team. We're not on the team. We're not. We need a little spot, Demosthenes, as like the official.
That's
like,
on the secret side of
the
site.
Official content creators of
right there.
Affiliates. We'll be affiliates. There we are.
We don't want any compensation. Other, we just want to be on the page, bro. Be on the team.
Or some RUNE or no.
I want to be on the team, bro.
I know, that'd be dope, man.
That's my picture on the side. That's all I care about. So
that's what I'm saying. I want my slime guy there because I'm not gonna sell that shit,
man. Mallard Order is one of those ones right now that just feels different inside his face, and it feels good to be on one of those finally. Where you got in early enough, we were like, yes, like this is one that we thought it was. Like it is everything that we thought it was. and more.
100%. I just like that, like, I mean, we kind of still are, but people talk about them in a different way as far as just like updates of what's going on in the Cardano space as a whole. But I feel like we're still the ones that cover them the most, really, like as far as the news and the relic drops and all the everything. Like since the beginning, we've been really enjoyed this project.
And like you said, it's one of those projects
I
where
told
you
you
need
about
to be a part of it. Yeah, everybody. It's like, yeah, you know what? No, I think that was the main thing for us is that we're involved in the community, right? We know what's going on, and I think that's part to cover it is one thing to kind of read, but they don't really give you lots of context clues to like just say, yeah, here's the cookie cutter bullet points. You got to read down the line. It's like you need to know what's going on inside a community to really understand it.
I will say it's been fun in our Discord too, because a lot of our Discord community has it. So it makes it fun to follow along with them and see the kind of moves they make as well. And they bring us some stuff too that we may have missed while we're doing other things. I love that.
Speaking of our Discord, I actually like when people come in. I've seen it multiple times from different people saying, man, thanks to you guys, I've joined the Mallard order, like in the beginning when you guys are covering them. Now that I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of what they pretty much were saying, that they got in because we talked about them. So we brought a little light to them, and they're enjoying it now. They're enjoying the community as much as we are. I personally check their Discord a little bit more than I check our Discord sometimes, honestly, especially lately with the relic drops, especially with the trait stuff, the trait little
trait hunts,
treasure hunt, dude.
Trait hunts are
fun as hell. I will say, I'm gonna full disclosure because I'm sure everyone has done it. You cannot reverse image any of those. They thought that shit through, bro.
the best method. I was telling TJ a little secret on
don't tell. I'll ask you, it's gonna be over.
Trade hunts to be over by then, but yeah, you go because most of the top they're using kind of top projects as far as like volume and stuff goes. They're like not just like hole in the wall kind of projects that you would never know of. And I just go search either by collection, the generative collections or the PFP collections. And if I don't know a trait, or I just hover chat over on the side and watch. Well, so everybody's like, I don't know this one. I don't know this one. And
I did that tonight,
somebody leaks it. And yeah. I came so close on the second one that night. I was off by literally like a couple minutes. So I keep pushing, man. I'm right. I hopefully maybe 4 or 5. We're gonna go for it because if you win one of those trade hunts, you win an invitation letter plus all the previous relics that have already been airdropped plus the final one.
That is like an 8,000 ADA reward for this treasure hunt.
That's why I was like, I'll stay up late to do one of those every single time and at least have a chance at it, right? It's worth
tomorrow night's at 8:55. I'm definitely trying to do that shit.
Yeah, Thursday night tomorrow we're gonna be racing. So hey, we'll help each other out in the end, just free for all.
I hope your computer dies.
I'll tell you wrong direction to go.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, dude, shout out to Mallard order over here. We could always talk about that for I don't know how long. Quite a bit though. Speaking of another project that we're big fans of and getting more information from is her mom's gang, which is sold out. I like that over there still. They're rocking that. But no, her Monsters gang over here, they've got these OG apartments. So I think we talked about it on the live stream that they got airdropped for all the Prio members and people on the 1K list, access list. If you were in that 1K access list, you're able to enter in a wallet address and they airdropped an apartment to you. Some people got 2, and then some of the Prio members were able to get in as well. But I don't know if you guys, I know we were chatting about it a little bit before on stream, but what these are actually going to be doing, because I was kind of confused. I honestly had no idea what this is going to be, other than maybe like I thought potentially maybe staking would make sense, but they kind of took it one step further than staking. And the big thing for what they're trying to do is essentially they're partnered with Ada Anvil. They did this airdrop, which already I'm huge fans of anybody that partners with Ada Anvil. I think they're one 100%. Of the top managed services in there. So that tells me that they're invested in good tech, which I like. But as you go back, all these apartments, they're on level 0 currently that are airdropped out there. But they do have bedrooms, which is interesting. They're talking about inside the whole thread over here that they're going to have a coin that you're going to be able to use where for arcade games or buying tickets to drive-in theaters or merch in the shops and IRL. So they mentioned a coin, but the interesting thing is that staking a Prio squad member or be introducing a Prio squad portal to the hideout or stake your monsters so that they can lay low and collect, which is only the direct portal only accessible by the Prio members, which are like just under 400 of them.
That's sick.
which we're actually a Prime member. Shout out to the F35 squad.
Let's go.
And the amount of bedrooms in your apartment that you have allows the main collection, the main monster militia, as they're going to be calling them, to rent a room inside the apartment. And it means that the tenant has to give their property owner a piece of their earnings when the cycle is up on renting. So there's going to be a finite supply of these things. So if you weren't in that access list and don't have a thing, you're going to need a place to be able to stake your stuff. So you have to rent out one of these OG apartments. The kicker to that stuff then too is how many rooms that you have inside of your apartment. So the more rooms you have, the more opportunities for rent you have.
We got nice bunk beds.
Right? Dude, bunk beds would be dope.
More room for activities.
Way more room for activities. So obviously I think I want to say
40.
I think 4 bedrooms is the max that I saw so far for these.
I love the art, dude. I'm really digging the art for these even more. Like, I mean, I like the art for the project, but there's something about these I'm super digging. It's almost like clean pixel art. Like I could almost see it being like some sort of like 64-bit pixel from like
a side scroller, right?
Yeah, but like from a modern version of those, like where they make the like 64-bit ones now, and they look like really high detail and stuff. I could almost see that like it's like a clean, smooth version. They look great.
Oh, I love the artwork on this stuff. I have to go back and look at what property we have.
Because I was gonna say, how many bedrooms do we get?
One of ours has like a very low amount of bedrooms, but this is what they said in regards to that stuff where people to the single floor homes, like if you don't have multiple stories, no worries, you will have less rooms to rent, but will play a different role in the future missions, raids, and events that will blanket the city and that bigger apartments can't get away with. So you're going to be able to lay low a little bit if you have some of the other stuff, because if you do notice on the lower levels, there's a thing called secret rooms. Is one of the metadata traits, and there's only I think like 118 or 113 of them, something very low out of the 1,000. So less than about 10.
You got 10, a 4-bedroom. Let's go.
And we also have a secret room. Let's go.
Really?
So yeah, we got lucky.
I didn't see that on either of those. Wow.
Yeah. So interesting, man, because this is it's a new way to gamify this stuff. So to summarize, they say Prime members will have a direct portal to stake and collect their monsters, and since the main mint members will not have access to that, they'll be able to stake only through the OG apartments out here. So the OG apartments are looking like after we get off this call, man, I might just go back out and grab one more of these things.
I'm like, once we're off full screen here, I'm gonna try JPEG store.
Yeah, see people were selling these things for pretty cheap in like the 200s, but then I think people caught on.
For one.
We should, dude. I don't even know what the floor of these things is right now. But all I can tell you is that I think once they put this thread out, people were just like, yeah, hold up. This sounds actually legit. So then what they're trying to do is something that has not been done. And then that 1K airdrop, they've actually made the no Discord, unofficial Discord thing work, which I think they've gone a lot better because they have an unofficial Discord and they have embraced that, the team members. Like they've actually joined the unofficial Discord. They're constantly updating. And shout out to you guys, because I know you dropped our videos that we talked about inside there as well, as far as like media coverage. So big shout out to you. Big shout out to Shax over there as well. I know he's one of the mods that
we met him in CNFT Con too, which is dope.
Yep. Yeah, dude, huge shout out to them. And then I know even I Hate Pants is pretty big into this as well. So big shout out to the F35. Yeah, Tom. I don't think Tom has pants on right now.
They're not, I mean, they're shorts, you know, I'm not like naked, but I don't have pants on. Tommy, also just a little aside, do you have Discord notifications coming in right now?
Yeah, bro, it's loud.
You're sharing sound because you were showing video earlier. It's only been like once or twice, but I just love that because it's the ultimate troll, because anyone that's listening just like audio, they're gonna be like,
I checked, if you watch it, I checked my Discord. I was like, did I turn them on by accident?
Yeah, no, for sure. I checked mine too. I was like, wait, I thought I muted this. Like, did I fuck up? Like, what's going on here?
Like, there was a Twitter rate of Mallard at 1041 when it went off for you, and I checked it, and I was like, oh, was it mine? And then I realized it was yours.
Well, the reason
I had the sound on though.
Hey, I'm so glad you just asked me that. You know why? We referenced my name a little bit earlier.
I'm asking why you have like the sound in the screen share. I'm asking why do you have your Discord sound?
Oh, dude, so I need to know. Yeah. So what do you mean? Yeah.
I live in chaos, I guess.
We don't have like little babies we gotta keep asleep or something, you know, tiptoeing around the house.
I need to know what's going on. I need to hear that bloom, bloom, bloom.
I got mine playing surround sound.
Yeah, dude, it's background. It's a party when that happens.
Silent asshole over here.
No, the whole little backstory to this, and big shout out to Slumber Shark, our new resident caps lock person over in chat over there. he clipped a video from our live stream. I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and it threw me off because I didn't know what I was saying. But he basically got me to do the good morning or here.
Good morning, get the fuck out of bed, or I cut it off.
All right, let's see.
Summer shock. I don't know what that means, but I love it. Love the enthusiasm.
So I had no idea what he was telling
Good morning,
me. So, and then when he did that, I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I see later in the derp chat, they post this, and then they just start laughing, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Good morning, get the fuck out of bed, or I cut it. And then you get this image. So this is, I don't know if Gordon will blur this.
Yeah,
or not.
mark that, Gordon. We'll have to.
We got a little derp for anybody on the.
So anyone watching the video part, you'll be very interested what he's chopping off. Perhaps a rocket ship,
maybe a cucumber.
Yeah, it's. I don't even know what else would we go. Could be a carrot.
Hot dog. I like sliced hot dogs. Maybe he's making mac and cheese with sliced hot dogs.
I could do that too.
Yeah, dude. He's
Franken beans. Franken beans.
Exactly.
Franken beans.
Get the fuck out of bed.
Or he cuts it off. I don't know whatever that meme came from over inside the derp community, but I love the fact that I didn't say that. So that's why the name reference was what it was. I'm gonna get this off the screen right now because that's aggressive, but not as bad as the come ape from last week at the end. We got shut down. Gordon shut that down real quick after that.
Hard.
He was like, nope, not happening at all.
It wasn't as bad. The worst was the old money. Their magazine.
Oh yeah, the magazine.
The three
centerfold,
three ones, yeah.
The nudie magazine day.
Nudie
last little topic that wanted to go ahead and share with you guys. Obviously, big gamers used to be, at least, maybe not these days. TJ is our resident soundboard.
I'm just waiting until I get my new.
I do what I can.
I'm just waiting until I get my new computer set up. I'm ready to get back into it.
Well, speaking of the new games that we may be able to long-term play in a cool angle that we talked about, and keep an eye on the channel for this a little bit more later in the month. But big shout out to Farmer Nash and Goombles over here. Goombles is an NFT kind of game that's going to be founded from Farmer Nash. Has a whole team. It's going to be a tower defense game. And they're trying to bridge that gap between the Web 2 gamer audience and the Web 3 NFT collectors in a way that they're a game first and that it's fun to play and engaging, and that hopefully with the hopes of onboarding people into Web 3.
I think that's the best approach any NFT gaming project can do, honestly, is make it the game first, or make it free first, in a sense where you don't have to purchase the NFT to play it. And once you enjoy the game enough, it'll make you want to go and purchase that NFT.
Yeah, we'll get too excited about it, right? We were talking about Wolves of Rome a little bit earlier, where again, you don't need an NFT to play Wolves of Rome, but yet here we are enjoying it, and now maybe I'm invested a little bit more, and I want to go customize some stuff, and it gets me interested. Same kind of thing for like Goombles, right? Like Goombles is a tower defense game. It's it got that candy themed. It's inspired by the tower defense game Balloons from back in the day.
Wait, Balloons?
Yeah, Balloons. Yeah,
BLOONS. Balloons.
I think
that's
what it's called.
Out of that game. You ever play that game on addictinggames.com, or I played the shit out of that.
Liam would sit and knock out a whole Saturday playing 1 through 4.
Just
really the entire day.
I used to play it all the time on my home computer, not even just school computer.
So this is a game that we always want to pay attention to, because this is kind of what it's being modeled after. But
you said that in like Clash of Clans though too, which I played the shit out of when I worked at the bank. I love Clash of Clans.
What's interesting to me is that they've kind of nailed the visual on this, and as far as the branding goes, because I think when we messaged them, we were talking about like Yummy and how like brand appealing Yummy could be to others. The brand appeal on this is very high, in my opinion. I think it's very easy to like look at. There's so many the artists, and it's the art. I don't remember if you guys know that Owlet. I believe it's his girlfriend, but I think she's the artist behind this too.
Oh, cool.
Hopefully I'm saying that right. But I was saying they nailed the branding on this.
Yeah,
a little bit. And if not, either way, I think that they're doing a great job. I think he's won the confidence over from the Cardano community, from coming over, with that sappy seal over there from the east side. And you can kind of tell he's genuinely like interested in growing over here on Cardano. So it's really cool to see the community kind of start to embrace him now. After that skepticism a little bit.
I'm very curious of his Web 2 background, because even hearing him in spaces, he speaks very well and answers questions good too. I mean, people throw a lot of good questions at him, and he answers them appropriately as far as the confidence and what they have going on Google. So I'm just curious what his background is. And, you know,
well, before this, before I know, before, at least the only thing that I know of outside of him is that before he was on, you know, obviously the Sappy Seal thing, he was a big Axie Infinity player on YouTube. He used to do a lot of YouTubing stuff for that. So that's where
he knows what he's talking about then when it comes to gaming too, as far as on the crypto side. He said what can be enjoyable and what's marketable.
I forget how many games he said. He's like, I've tried over 100 NFT games, and he goes, most of them are just shit, or they're not well thought out, or they're boring, repetitive, and just nothing innovative. And he's like, I wanted to do something different and really bring gaming to the NFT market, because he believes long term that's kind of where they're going to connect. But he wants to do it in a way that it's not a play to earn. He doesn't want people to earn stuff. He wants them to game, and hopefully the earning, it's not there to make an arbitrary value of money from the game itself.
I think he said it's going to be mobile too. I think
Correct.
that's going to
They're working on it.
That's huge as well. I think people downplay the mobile market. Mobile gaming shits on,
especially internationally too. Especially internationally, not as much United States,
on console and PC gaming. Sure. Like people really downplay the hell out of that. Mobile gaming rocks, bro.
He's got some cool stuff over on his Twitter over here. I think there was a stat on one of these. I'll have to go back and pull that up.
I saw it today. It was the PUBG one. So PUBG mobile game brought in $9 billion.
$9 billion.
Just one game is more than the market cap of Cardano. Just one game,
right? And that's the power of that online gaming if they're doing it right. So yeah, there's a huge market to tap into from this. They did a space today for Wallet Wednesday. Farmer Nash was on there, and he gave a quick little rundown of the alpha from them. But Goombles is going to take place the mint in Q1 of 2023. And to say back to the mobile side, he's going to say that the alpha version, you're going to need to own a Goombles to play the alpha version. It's basically their testing phase over there, and it's only available to the holders, and the game will open up to everyone later down the line. But to test out that alpha version, which is going to be on the web app, you need that Goombles NFT. They're going to have on-chain and off-chain items, and people who play the alpha get alpha exclusive stuff. And they understand. He was basically saying that every game has a lifetime ahead of it, right? It's never going to last forever. So they're working on planning on how they could, what do you call it? Oh yeah, Goombles too.
God, I mean, you see right now we got Overwatch 2 out. That's another one that came out free to play this time. You didn't have to buy it, and people are spending money left and right. Like as far as the marketplace goes, just buying skins and stuff. Like they're willing to play the game for free, be like, I like this, I'm spending time, I want, like, this skin's cool, I like this one, I'll throw $20 at it right now. And it kind of pieces out over time instead, where they invest like throughout the gameplay and keep it alive.
Right. He kind of answered and brought that up too, about as far as like making a quote unquote Goombles too. He's saying Call of Duty does it right. They just kind of reskin the game, and the reason why they're so successful is that your friends want to be all playing together, right? So they go to the next game of that version of the same title game, essentially. So, you know, Goombles
I had to buy an Xbox because you assholes.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. So if all your friends are playing Goombles 2, you're not going to sit on Goombles 1. You're going to play the next game.
Buy a PlayStation by myself like a dick? Yeah. Like, let's get a PlayStation. Nah, the new Xbox One looks dope. All right, well, I guess that's what I'm doing.
Same thing with iPhone.
Oh, cool. Chat. Now fucking the opening day, we don't even have Xbox Live chat. We got to fucking call each other on Skype.
Right.
And now shit, I remember that.
I do remember those days.
This piece of shit.
With the Connect, bro.
Yeah, how's your Connect doing? How's that? Yeah, how many games you play on that thing?
Remember remember we legit like just Skype hanging out like we're doing now, but not recorded.
Yeah, pretty much.
Gordon wasn't there. Yeah.
Gordon wasn't recording then. That's funny.
The last aspect which I thought was interesting with Goombles is that how he's trying to reward not just the NFT projects, but also content creators. And the people he said he was big on, like, there's all these, and all these content creators though that create, you know, the YouTube videos, guides, walkthroughs, or whatever it may be, who are basically being the promoters for the game on, you know, on different platforms and showing it off. They rarely get compensated for that unless, you know, you're some of the top guys inside the space. So he wants to kind of get back to the people that are doing that and either partner up with them or just give them a platform or do something along the lines to help them out for promoting the game. So he's got this Goom list that you have, but there's a Goom list application for both NFT projects individually and content creators individually. And you can go ahead and apply. And this is basically where he's going to set up and work with your community if it makes sense as far as the partnership or collab or whatever we want to call it, to promote and really grow together. It's kind of what he was looking to do. So I thought that was interesting that you could be able to do that. The public side of that, obviously you can go ahead and get into that later down the line, but I'm curious from a content creator standpoint for us, like I know we fill out the application and I know we're working to get him on, but he's saying basically we're going to try to grow together as this game gets bigger. So I think it's a cool way to approach it versus some of the big companies that they care less.
I like that idea because then it like maybe it will prompt someone to kind of take that next step and like that they're thinking about making content maybe for Cardano or something else to take, go ahead and do that, start making content because we do need more content creators out here. I forget who was talking about that, but I think maybe that'll incentivize someone to kind of really, pursue that dream or cool idea that he has going on. I'd be pumped to be partnered with that. That'd be great.
Is that me or did TJ just rug in the middle of that sentence, Tom?
For a second he did, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You're good now,
TJ,
though.
TJ, we had like live Twitter space. TJ's in the fucking metaverse. He just lost. He was like, "Hey,
half a second." Yeah, it was only half a second. I thought my shit cut out. That was wild.
Yeah.
Tommy, you also turned off your Discord sounds. I just sent you like 3 messages. I want to hear them.
Yeah, when I was on the screen
music.
When I was in the screen share mode, I forgot I had the audio on today. So you guys are abusing that. So if you guys are hearing random Discord notifications throughout this podcast, you're welcome. It's maybe you're popular, maybe not.
Just some minor trolling.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, so that's gonna be an interesting dynamic. I'd love to see more and learn more about that, which I'm sure we'll do here on the channel. But I just wanted to go ahead and shout that out because I've seen more and more like the projects that I think we're really looking forward to as far as like new mints is definitely like Alley Cats and as well as Goombles, which seem to be shaping up for Q1 of 2023. For both of those.
I like the Trickster we got going on. Go find out about them too.
Yeah, TJ's been telling us about them. I got Raisin de Eche.
I joined in the other day.
Yeah,
Raisin de Eche, that's right. They're minting this week.
They're minting this weekend. So if you guys own one of the cryogenesis things over there for that, go ahead and take a look at that. Take a little gander. I'm trying to think of what else we got coming up. You got the mint for obviously we got
a big in real life Christmas party next weekend.
Let's go. I don't know how many years that thing's been running, but it's been a while.
And dude, at least like 17, easy 18.
Yeah. What was it? It's probably over 15 years old at least, that party. Yeah. We're partying up over there. See if Tom makes it down. Maybe not.
Darwin? You guys party on Darwin?
Party at Darwin, yeah, with Connor, absolutely nobody will have any kind of idea.
Not a one. If they're still listening right now anyway, right?
Yeah. But guys, what does that mean? We could maybe wrap it up on the back end over here for another week, podcast, another episode. TJ, maybe we're here. This is a good time to plug the channel, if any.